Hey everyone, welcome back to the Extreme Crypto channel. Adnan, thanks again for joining us today. And what a time of making this video. Bitcoin just broke another all-time high. How's it going and what's your thoughts?
Hey, Drickus, glad to be back on the channel again. Really appreciate it. And I'm super excited. It seems like Bitcoin is breaking, it actually is 62,000K right now, breaking all-time highs, which is fantastic. Obviously, we do need to stay above those resistance zones, at least a daily close, before I feel a bit more comfortable that we're going to move fairly quickly to approximately the 70K mark.
Yep, and that's a lot of talk been going around reaching the 70k mark because I don't know if you saw the news about Walmart. There's a lot of speculation that they bought a billion worth of Bitcoin, but it hasn't confirmed. Everyone is waiting for their tax return to get announced, their quarterly announcement. So that's pretty
Yeah, I think
interesting.
no, 100%. I think that comes out sometimes in May, sometime in May, if I'm not mistaken, where
I
they
think it's
have to
the 18th of
publicly.
May.
Yeah, and that's the only time we'll know if they did purchase $1 billion or more of Bitcoin. And I think it's a no-brainer for any big institution like that who has billions and billions of money as liquidity, just laying in liquidity to purchase some BTC and hedge some of their funds. But yeah, let's get into the technical analysis quickly. And I got a couple of altcoins that I'd also like to go through, just some basic analysis and some predictive price points. So
Sounds
just to break it
perfect.
down on a macro point of view for Bitcoin, we can even go to the 3-day candlestick analysis, and you can see we have this trend line that BTC has been respecting, okay, for since the 11th of December. Okay, so we've touched it a couple of times, went underneath, but we surely came back pretty quickly. We've had another touch, and every time we touched it, we pushed off quite aggressively. What's currently happening now is we're pushing all-time highs on BTC, approximately 2,240, give or take. And what I've been seeing, if we go back to the daily, is a symmetrical triangle. And a symmetrical triangle by technical analysis is a bullish pattern. So just to give you an example, we had a push, we hit resistance, we came back down, we hit resistance, we came back down, and now it seems like we are breaking. So if we look at this from a psychological standpoint, or market structure rather, we had a higher high, okay, and a higher low. Then we had a high, okay, and a higher low. Every time we get a higher low, that is an indication that the buyers are getting stronger, okay. And on the second higher low, we hit that resistance point for the third time. We came back, and it seems like the bulls have overpowered the bears at this point in time. And but we need to be very careful because we still got 15 hours approximately left on this daily candlestick. So what I would be waiting for, especially if you guys are waiting on the sidelines and you got some fiat currency and you have not yet bought into BTC, what I would be waiting for is a daily candle close like this one, okay? Some sort of potentially a retest to prove to us that the bulls or the buyers are there. And as we push up, then I'll be happy to jump into Bitcoin. At this stage, I'm very excited because I've been waiting for this move for some time. I mean, we've been consolidating around about the 60K zone for it's just over a month, which is quite impressive, and we've just broken out of there now. So I'm super excited and stoked. However, guys, just be careful. We don't want to be caught out in fake outs. We are educated traders. We are patient, and we wait for the right entry points.
For sure.
Next coin I'd like to look at. Sorry, Drickus, would you like to mention anything there?
No, we saw that resistant line keep on testing and testing and it finally broke. So now we're just waiting for the candle to confirm the retest and we all Bitcoin again.
Yeah, we're good to go. We're good to go. I think if we look at a predictive move, let's just see if we can take approximately from this resistance line down to the first touch. There's many ways to look at this, guys. So that gives us around about a 77. But what I think round numbers, which prove to be very strong psychological resistance points. So like the 50,000, the 40,000, the 60,000. I reckon we're gonna, once we clear this 60,000 and confirm that the bulls are there, we should very quickly, I don't see us taking a while to get to the 70K mark. We might consolidate for some time over there, and but I do see BTC getting to that 80K mark, purely because if we look at the previous 2017 all-time high was 20K, approximately 20K. When we doubled that to 40K, we find serious resistance. When we doubled that again, to 60K, we hit serious resistance again, as you guys saw for the last month. So I think the next serious resistance point for BTC will be that 80K psychological resistance point.
Yep, and there's a lot of talk about a 75K range. So it's the same range talked about, and it needs to get up there first, but the momentum seems to be still there, which is a good thing. It's just where is it closing and when is people taking profits? Because that's one main thing.
That's
the institutions are buying a heckload of Bitcoin, but sooner or later one of them is going to take profit, and we might see that big correction. I don't think they'll be buying selling right now, but we can't count that out.
No. I mean, guys, we also have to be realistic here. If we look at the previous bull runs of BTC, there was several 40% drops within the bull market. So we can't rule out if we get to 70K, we have a 40 or 35% drop. That's normal in a bull run. Okay, so if we do have another significant drop, so if we look at the last drop from the 40, what was that? From the 40K approximately, we dropped 32%, give or take. The next drop we had was 25%. The next drop we had was 17%. Now we in uncharted territory. So if we push up to 70, 80K, we can easily have a correction, guys, from 80K. From 80K, even if it has to drop 23%, we're back down to the 60 zone. And that's still bullish, guys. That's just giving us a higher high and then another higher low. So we can't rule that out in any bull cycle, in my opinion.
Well, it's creating opportunities. I see any pullback as an opportunity, so I don't mind it. But for the long-term investor, they don't want to see it, but it is going to be there.
Of course, yeah. We've got to embrace retracements and rejections in the market, and those are just opportunities, especially for traders to make more Bitcoin. Also for people who are standing on the sidelines to potentially buy the dip.
For sure. All right, you said you got some more altcoins for us.
Yes, I do. I just want to obviously put a disclaimer out there. I am invested, in these coins, and this is not financial advice, guys. I'm just
You still there?
The 0.304 give or take. But what I see happening here, I see a very nice symmetrical triangle. So if I just draw that in, give or take, and I draw in the bottom side, you can see we got that very nice symmetrical triangle busy forming. We're busy respecting the resistance and the support, and we're working our way into a pinch point, guys. And every time any cryptocurrency or any currency works its way into a wedge or into a corner, the move up, or down is sometimes very explosive. It's very rapid. It happens quite quickly. However, I'm very confident and believe that this break will be to the upside because of the direction of the momentum leading into the symmetrical wedge. Okay, you can also make the argument that this is a bull flag, which, according to the rules, it is a bull flag. You can't rule that out. So there's two ways I'm going to be looking at playing this particular move. If we take the measured move, let's just bring those down a bit. If we take the measured move, approximately, let's just exclude some of those wicks there. From there, and we take the measured predicted move from the break, okay, of the triangle, we can easily make the case that we will hit a $2 Cardano fairly soon. I reckon within the next, let's just have a look here. I reckon within the next at least 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, maybe even sooner, it might surprise us. We can easily have a $2 Cardano. However, we can also not rule out the downside, because a symmetrical triangle is a neutral indicator. It doesn't necessarily indicate that the market is going to go up or down until it actually breaks. So if it does break to the downside, we can easily have Cardano go back to 0.7 of a dollar, and that actually lines up with the 21 or the higher time frame EMA ribbons. Okay, so but the likelihood that it is going to break to the upside purely because of the momentum we had coming into this particular shape. So I think in the immediate short term, if we do get a very nice break, retest, and a push, okay, obviously a volume supported push, guys, we'd like to see volume like that. Okay, we don't want to see little volume on a break or retest, because that's it's more than likely going to be a fake out. But if we have a break, if we have a break, retest, and push with similar volume, these massive volume candlesticks, that would be fantastic. We definitely gonna push to all-time highs for Cardano. If we look at this on the macro, guys, if we even zoom out further, okay, we can make the case, if this is a bull flag, okay, we can take the start of the pole, and we can take that, push it up approximately to there, and we can also make the case that we can have a $2.4, $2.5 Cardano fairly soon. And to back that up, I'm going to take us to the Cardano Bitcoin chart. All right, the ADA Bitcoin chart. And on this chart here, you can see this resistance line, which is approximately at 4,000 Satoshis, was resistance previously, was support previously, and there was also resistance previously on its way up in the 2017 run. If we are currently at 2,090 Satoshis. If we do push from the current price all the way to that next very strong resistance zone, it gives us a percentage gain of approximately 90%, give or take. So if we were to go back to the Cardano USD chart, and therefore from the current price predict an approximately a $90 move, that also takes us approximately to the 2.48, 2.5 Cardano. So that is actually quite a lot of confluence, indicating that fairly soon we can potentially have a $2.5 Cardano. And if we want to even take it further, which I think is going to happen towards the end of this bull run, when things start going parabolic, especially when the Bitcoin dominance starts dropping very, very quickly, what we could do is take the Cardano Bitcoin chart and take from the current price percentage move to its all-time high, which is approximately 8,750 Satoshis. That will give us a further gain of 314%, give or take. If we were to have that gain from the current dollar price, that will give us approximately, I would conservatively say, a $5 Cardano. And if we also look at market cap, I think it's approximately 40 billion or just under 40 billion US dollars. We times that by 5. Again, that will give us a market cap of approximately, if I'm not mistaken, $200 billion, which I think is very achievable for Cardano in the next couple of months.
That's brilliant.
Any comments there, Lucas?
I agree with the $5. I actually made a video predicting just over the $5 mark. So your analyst and my predictions in a similar way. But I think the main thing for everyone out there is look out for the break. Make sure the retest is there with volume, and that gives you the opportunity to get in. Don't get in right now. The possibility of a drop is there, even though the potential of going higher is more and better, but we never know in the markets. Wait for the retest and look at the volume.
100%. And I just want to elaborate on that, trick, because I see most people get caught out on a fake out, or most people FOMO into a coin. So if Cardano starts to push up, right, and it starts giving us this very nice bullish engulfing candle, okay, do not FOMO in, guys, because after every push, there's a pullback. It's just how everything works, how markets work. And the most important thing, if we come back to a pullback, let me just draw a horizontal resistance support line, approximately, in fact, there. Okay, we want to break in the resistance. We want to retest. We want to push, okay? On that push up, we need volume, guys. We have to have, fairly big volume sticks backing up this move to prove to us that the bulls are there. Okay, because time and time again, I see coins break out of big wedges or a lot of resistance. They break out. Everyone buys in on the break. The retest comes. We have a small test, then we break down, and then everyone loses, or most people lose. Sorry. Where if you are patient, that's when you are going to make money. I mean, patience is the key when it comes to financial trading, in my opinion.
No, that's for sure.
And yeah, one more coin, guys. Also, I am invested in this coin, guys. Please just understand that. I bought in at approximately 700 Satoshis. So I'm up quite a bit. However, there's so much more that I can see coming to EOS BTC. So if we just quickly take a macro look at EOS, it is literally at an all-time low. So we're at the price point where it started its run in 2017. And it had this massive run up to approximately 24,000 Satoshis, and it literally came back all the way, pretty much a 99% retracement in the bear market. And this is why, guys, be careful what altcoins you hold, because in bear markets, they can drop 99%, as you saw EOS do. However, this creates opportunity for us. So one thing I was looking at, let's just quickly zoom out here, go to the daily. Just simple TA, guys. If we just take a trend line from these peaks, okay, you can see we broke the trend line very nicely. That's when I initially jumped into this coin, when we broke and retested with a push. That's when I jumped into EOS. However, we have hit some strong resistance approximately there, give or take, which is obviously previous structure. But one thing I was looking at, which came to my attention this morning, was I see a very nice cup and handle shape.
Yes.
So we can see there's the cup, there's the handle, okay? And obviously for this cup and handle pattern to be valid, we have to break this neckline, guys. We have to break this resistance line. So at the moment, we've got rejected a couple of times. However, we still can break this neckline. If we break this neckline, right, same rules apply. We want to break, retest, push, okay? And if we do that, if we look at the predictive move or measured move, we take it from the neckline all the way down to the bottom of the cup, approximately. Let me just straighten that line up. And we just push it to where the price is potentially going to break. And that gives us an approximate resistance or take profit zone of approximately 1,700 Satoshis. So a percentage gain of approximately 40-45%. I also like looking for confluence. I like to see other indicators predicting the same thing. So if we want to zoom out and we take a resistance line and we plunk it there, let's zoom in. We can see it was resistance, it was support, we can actually even move this up slightly. There we go, give or take. So it was resistance, it was support, it was support, it was resistance. So we do have some previous confluence there. And if we move this line, it kind of lines up with our measured move out of this cup and handle opportunity. So like I said, we always wait for the break and retest, and there's a very nice opportunity of approximately 45 to 50%, depending on what happens. EOS can also be traded on leverage trading. Sorry, so you can make a 50% move potentially can be a 500% move if you use a 10% responsible leverage.
No,
that's all I have today, Drickett.
Well, that's a lot because it's huge opportunities.
Yep.
A 300% opportunity on ADA, a 50% opportunity on EOS, which could go further because if it breaks and it goes to its previous all-time high, this is massive.
Oh, yes. Yes, if I just zoom out to the weekly, you can see we've hardly even done anything as opposed to its previous all-time high. So exactly. I'm excited for this coin. I'm personally holding it long-term because I see it's gonna yield some good gains for me.
I think what I'll do is, the moment I get into EOS, that first resistance line of 1743, if it reaches that, I'll sell what I put into this coin. I'll take out my seed money and just let it lie there. If it goes
100%,
if it goes up, it's a great investment. If it doesn't go up, I didn't lose anything. I took out my seed money, and I made it work on another option. So
no, 100%.
This could be a great
one thing I also forgot
investment.
Yes. One thing I also forgot to point out is look at the volume, guys, on the weekly. You can see when we were coming down, the volume was fairly low.
And it's going up
when we
again.
hit this very strong support zone, look at that volume coming in. So this is all the smart investors. They're buying at the absolute bottom. So just like I think it's Warren Buffett who says, buy when there's blood in the street. So when everyone has given up on a particular coin, that's when the smart investor is buying other people's fear.
Because
so there's just another...
everything can go down just that far. But going up, it's endless.
Exactly. 100%. The downside is limited. You can only lose what you put in. Nothing more.
For sure. Now, I think good wallet management, this could be a great long-term opportunity.
100%. I do have some other gems I'm busy looking at, and I'll share those with everybody next week if they don't do what I want them to do sooner rather than later.
For sure. Just for interest's sake, how much percentage is it from the current price to the all-time high? If you measure it?
Oh, that's going to be really, really exciting. Let's just give it a take. So we're approximately there. If we go to the wick, that is a 2,100% gain. If we go to the close, the candle closes, about 2,000%.
Well, let's say more or less 20x. Long-term opportunity. But if you do your wallet management correct, don't put everything in. Do a portion, sell it when it reaches that first resistance, and let your profits run. Take your seed money out. Make it a clean investment.
There we go. And if we want to get slightly more technical, I don't want to take too much time. I apologize. But even if we do use the Fibonacci retracement tool and we apply it to the all-time low, and we know prices love to go to this 50 and the 61.8 in terms of market cycle. So even if we do go to the 50, right, which should do it, and we also look at confluence, if we were to put a resistance line there and remove the Fibonacci, check at that. It lines up perfectly with previous structure, support and resistance zones. So even that move, which is a very conservative move, will yield us at least 1,000 or a 10x by the end of this bull market.
It's great opportunities.
Fantastic, man.
Well,
thanks again, Drickett. I highly appreciate it.
The same. We got to say thank you for joining us on the channel, and we'll see you next week again. hopefully you have
Fantastic.
1 or 2 more exciting altcoins for us to look at.
Yes, I do. I certainly do. And we'll touch back on Cardano and EOS and see if they've managed to break those key resistance zones and give us what we were looking for.
For sure. And the previous 2 weeks, you were spot on the Bitcoin price. So interesting to see what's going to
Thank
happen
you.
this week.
No, exciting times for all of us.
For sure. Thank you yet again. Appreciate it a lot.
My pleasure.